أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق خاتم النبيين محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. I begin in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, the one who has created everything in utmost perfection. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you all are having a great day. Inshallah, today we'll be speaking very shortly about the problems in this community, and we'll use a few verses from the Holy Quran in an attempt for those that have been misguided, in an attempt for those that are confused, for them to no longer be confused. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. As we know, these are the three verses from the Holy Quran in the surah known as Surah Al-Asr. And I'm going to read the translation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Wal Asr, meaning by the passage of time, Inna al-insana lafi khusr. Surely humanity is in grave loss. In loss of what? إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Except for those who have faith, do good, and urge each other to the truth, and urge each other to perseverance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that everybody who does not urge one another to go to the truth, that does not urge one another to do good, these are the ones that are in grave loss. 3 lines have so much meaning. My brothers and sisters, we are seeing today something that we've never seen before. And I will bring statistics and facts to back it up. As we know, more people day by day are dying. This is statistics. This is not me bringing it from myself. This is statistics. From April 2019 to April 2020, 78,000 people died from an overdose. From April 2020 to April 2021, 100,000 people have died from overdose. What is this telling you? As the days are going by, more people are beginning to become misguided. More people are beginning to lose sight of the truth. What must we do? We must follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the last verse of Surah Al-Asr. We must invite people. We must tell people about the truth. Why? My brothers and sisters, the more people that lose sight of the truth, the more people that become misguided, it is worse for the environment. Let's say, for example, there's 20 kids. One of them is bad and 19 of them are good. What's going to happen? It's possible that this one bad kid could turn another kid bad. So it's going to become, the ratio is 2 to 18. 2 bad kids, 18 good kids. As time goes on, those 2 might turn another 2. Then it's going to become 4. Then 4 might turn another 4. So my brothers and sisters, what I'm trying to say is that the more people that fall into this trap, the more people that lose sight of the truth, the more people that become misguided, they are becoming bigger in arms. They are becoming more populated. It becomes more easy for them to misguide other people. Let's say you go onto the street and you see a person doing one thing and you say, why is this person doing this? This is probably the dumbest thing I've seen somebody do. A week, 2 weeks pass by, you go and you see 20 people doing it. You still in your mind, this is a little dumb. I'm not even going to get close to it. I don't want to do it. You come back a few weeks later, you see 100 people, 500 people doing it. What are you going to say? This could cloud your judgment. You say, maybe 500 people are doing it. Maybe this is beneficial for me. Maybe this is good for me. Which is exactly what's happening. When people are seeing that, oh, this person is doing drugs, this person is doing this person is doing that. When it's small in number, they're not influenced. But when they see the number growing and see the number getting bigger, they become more influenced. They say in their mind, there's no way that all these people are doing this if this is bad for them. There's no way. But truly, that is the case. Some people use it as a way to escape the real world, as they call it. There's too much problems. There's too much issues. They use it to escape. There is better ways to go about this. Way number one, and this is something everybody can do, you can go get therapy for this type of things. If you feel like you are having trouble controlling yourself and you are constantly feeling the urge to do bad things, there are people you can talk to, and there is therapy, things you can go and do so you can no longer feel these things. The second way, my brothers and sisters, is get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people take drugs. Some people do these types of things. Why? Because they feel lonely. They don't have anybody to depend on. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will always have somebody to turn to. Always. Always you will have somebody to turn to. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like any of these human beings, any of us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala any time of the day. There's a hadith from Imam Ali alayhi salam, and he states that if you take one step towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take 10 steps towards you. What is this telling you? That you gotta put in 1% and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you 10%. You put in 10%, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you 100%. So my brothers and sisters, we must always remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is present at all times. لازم نتذكر Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala موجود. We have to remember this. If you have this in mind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mawjood, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is present, you will never turn to drugs. And of course, if you actually attempt to build a relationship, you should never have to turn to drugs if this is truly the reason. If you're only taking drugs due to loneliness and you feel that you're alone, having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fill that void in your life. Just remember that. Another reason in which you should not want to do drugs, and this should be the biggest reason. If you truly value your life, if you truly value this ni'mah, this gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you, you will not throw it away. You will not waste it for no reason. There's no reason to. Like I said, this world is materialistic objects only. This world is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you see a test arising, when you're in school and your teacher tells you, you got a test next week, do you run away? Do you say, you know what? I need something to escape this test? No. A good student would prepare himself for this test. The same applies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, you have a test, do this test. We must always keep this in mind. Compare the test that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us to a test in school. The same way you'd approach the test in school is the same way you should approach this test. You should approach it with a clear mind, and you should approach it feeling confident, knowing that you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on your side and that He is not against you. So if you truly value your life, my brothers and sisters, do this. Get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Stay close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you ever feel a void in your life, if you ever feel like you need somebody to talk to, you can talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can you talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not a human being. I can just go call on the phone and tell him I need to talk to you. He's not my therapist. He's not my sponsor that I can just talk to. There is something called dua. You can reach out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by praying to Him. By praying to Him. He will show you signs. Now some people, يقولوا دعيت لله سبحانه وتعالى, I prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I'm not seeing anything. طلبت هيدي الشغلة من الله سبحانه وتعالى, طلبت هيدي, I see none of it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the perfect time to give you something. Let's say some people, they say, I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for X amount of money. I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a new car. I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a house. I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this, for that. There are times in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not answer your dua. There's two cases. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to truly see if you are praying to Him because you love Him, or if you are praying to Him because you want to use Him. Of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows this, but He wants you to keep pushing. That's the first reason. The second reason is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows when to give you this thing. So let's say you asked for money. I want X amount of money. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. He's done his research. He's looked at all possibilities. And he sees, if I give this person X amount of money, this is not going to help this person in religion. This is not going to help this person in life. Bil'aks, it's going to create problems for him. Bil'aks, it's going to make him turn from religion. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the perfect time. So keep in mind, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way is not answering your prayers, like I said, He knows when to answer your prayers. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is keeping a very close eye on you. روي عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إذا الله حب عبده ابتلاه. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves His servant, He will test him. And I'm gonna bring a real world example. Let's say you're in school and you're in kindergarten, you're in first grade, and you're extremely smart. What are they gonna do? They're gonna continue to test you. Why? Because they see that you're a bright student, they see that you're a good student. They're gonna test you eventually and see if you even need to take this grade, or they can move you on to the next grade. Which this is what happens with some students. The same thing is happening with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you to see if you are worthy. If you are worthy of paradise, if you are worthy of Jannah. So when this test falls upon us, my brothers and sisters, we cannot turn away. في عالم اليوم بيقولوا عندي مصاري, عندي سيارة, عندي بيت. I don't need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is some people. قال الله في كتابه المبين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يوم لا ينفع مالا ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. There will come a day in which money nor children will benefit you. That is the summed up version of that verse. Except for those that come to Allah in a way, if I want to say, with good intentions, with a good soul, with a good heart. So these people today that you're seeing, they're living these amazing lives with money, with cars, with a house, with a big house, with anything they want, they can get. Yes, they are living an amazing life here. If you want to call it that, an amazing life, they are living it here. It's a materialistic life. In the end of the day, 70, 80 years from now, they will have none of that. ما حدا اليوم بياخد شيء معه على القبر. Nobody. انت شايف واحد بالقبر عنده مصرياته, عنده سيارته, عنده بيته, عنده تلفونه. No, nobody has any of these things. These things are materialistic objects. If this is not one of the biggest wake-up calls as to why you should not get attached to this world, then I don't know what will be. When you're a kid, what do they always tell you? Don't get attached to anything. Don't get attached to anything that you know will not last. Of course, they say, oh, well, family might not last. Well, for that time, it's going to be there, so get attached to it. But the dunya, you know 100% it's not going to last. You know 100% it's not going to last. Why? Because your life will eventually come to an end. Now, this is not to say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us ibadah 24/7, ibadah every single day of the year. You don't even get a day off. No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not asking that of us. That would just be cruel. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to put 30 minutes a day aside, 45 minutes, an hour aside for ibadah. The rest of your day, not in general, go ahead and do what you want. Do what you want, but do it with a good soul. Be kind to others. So truly, my brothers and sisters, if you are one of those people, which I feel like there are many people like this, that are misguided or had something happen in their life which eventually led to a downfall, my brothers and sisters, it is very easy to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like a job application where they might accept you and they might not. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept you 100%. And if you continue going and if you continue being good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to accept you. So we must remember that. My brothers and sisters, this is one of the many, many problems in this community. Inshallah, maybe at a later time we will speak about other problems. آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. As we know, today is Laylat al-Jum'ah. So inshallah, we'll read a dua which was recommended by Shaykh al-Tusi. It is recommended to say this following dua on Laylat al-Jum'ah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه توبة عبد خادع مسكين مستقن لا يستطيع لنفسه صرفا ولا عدلا ولا نفعا ولا ضرا ولا حياة ولا موتا ولا نشورا. وصلى الله على محمد وعترته الطيبين الطاهرين الأخيرين الأبرار وسلم تسليما. اللهم إني أسألك بوجهك الكريم وباسمك العظيم أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد وأن تغفر لذنبي العظيم. My brothers and sisters, I hope we all learned something today, and I hope for those that even are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you take this as a lesson to not distance yourself from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You take this as a lesson to stay close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for those who have been misguided, for those that are off the path of truth, I hope this could work as a wake-up call so that we can all be guided and we can all one day join each other in Jannah. آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.